this, I ain't keeping secrets in my head or any space you can find. Glad to see that I could help make your life a bit easier. But have you ever thought of how I felt? You need to think about your behavior.
And a good Wednesday to you all, boys and girls. Yeah. It's Butch On Sports. Simply Butch is here. And as always, thanks for tuning in here. Yes, indeed, on a Wednesday on the hump day. And it's National Nudist Day, too. I just thought I would mention that there because I don't know who made it up, but I saw it listed. Yes, indeed, I did. I saw it listed. But never more. We'll get to some sports news you can't get enough of, and maybe we have plenty. Maybe not. We'll just go ahead on with it. The American League beat the National League 5-2, making the AL's 8th straight victory. The American League has a 46, 43, and 2 all-time edge there. Yes, it took place at Coors Field. Everyone was looking to see what Angel star Shohei Ohtani would do under the bright lights. Now, he didn't go crazy, but he did pitch a perfect first inning. He did go for 0 for 2 as a designated hitter. And there you have it, boys and girls. The big star was Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who had a ninth note, hitting a 468-foot home run, and he was named the most valuable player. Now the Tigers' Gregory Soto got into the game for the American League in the 5th inning. He worked very quickly, throwing 6 of his 11 pitches for strikes. However, he allowed a one-out solo home run by Philadelphia Phillies catcher J.T. Realmuto, okay? The National League's first runs. And he hit it on a 98.8 mile per hour two-seam fastball. I'm just saying. That's over. Major League Baseball will get back together tomorrow on Thursday with some games. Tigers will resume their activities in the American League by playing Minnesota in a doubleheader tomorrow. Oh, not tomorrow, but Friday. Clear that up right quick for you here. Yes, Friday, doubleheader. Detroit Tigers, they did pick third in the Major League draft. And they picked Jackson Jobe from Heritage High School in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. He's a pitcher and a goodie. So it has been said. He just won two players, 2 high school players, I should say. Now, it rounds up for this for the Detroit Tigers. Their draft class, they had 11 right-handed pitchers, 1 left-handed pitcher, 1 shortstop, 1 first baseman, 1 third baseman, 2 catchers, 4 outfielders. 19 of the 21 players were drafted out of college, while 2 were straight from high school. Their first, and I will mention the other one from high school was Isaac Pachko. He's from Friendwood High School in Texas. Everybody else, straight out of college. Yeah, Ty Madden, University of Tennessee. He was one of their picks. Dylan Smith, Tyler Madison from Bryant University. Wherever that is, I do not know. University of Notre Dame has some picks as well for the Detroit Tigers. Tanner Cohab, Notre Dame University. A lot of picks here. 21 picks in all. Love to post them for you, but I won't. But you can go to the Tigers website there and get all the goodies, and we'll give a rundown of these particular players, I promise, on the Sunday show. Now, the first round draft choice, they have Jackson Jobe. He has until August the 5th to sign. Because right now, he is committed to go to Mississippi State University. So we'll see if anything change up on that particular for the Detroit Tigers or what's in their favor. Tigers might say, yeah, go ahead on and wish you well in your endeavors. WWE is back on the road, and as of today, Wednesday, the AEW as well is back on the road. They got high-flying, big crowds, and I'm quite sure the wrestlers are very delighted to be in the arenas again to fascinate all you boys and girls with wrestling that you can't get enough of there. Yep. WWE, they announced that starting July the 16th, which is on Friday, starting with SmackDown, they got a 25-city tour schedule throughout Labor Day. Now, what happens after Labor Day, we do not know. Now, the variance is getting stronger throughout the United States, and maybe they might have to slow down or slow it up a little bit here. But we know right now these are the things that are going on. The live events are very much so a pinnacle for, yes, the WWE and AEW and Impact Wrestling, Japan Wrestling, the list goes on and on and on and on. They will be doing their thing as far as wrestling is concerned, and happy to see the crowds back. I did not mention Paul Orndorff on Monday, the WWE Hall of Famer who fought in the first ever WrestleMania. He died on Monday. He was 71 years old. His son Travis Orndorff revealed the news in an Instagram post. Last month he said his father had CTE and was declining in health. So we may hear a little bit more on that particular there. A lot of wrestlers are coming out the wet wash with these cautionary measures about CTE and feel that, yes, wrestling ought to be responsible for it. Now, if you don't know, a lot of the wrestlers have their own insurance. The wrestler or the head of the wrestling ensembles don't cover their health insurance. That is something that wrestlers, and some wrestlers have been fighting for, some wrestlers being fired for it or told to move on. But again, that's a story that we'll keep on tap and keep on the ledger for you in case we get any information. Free agent cornerback Richard Sherman was the news of the day. He was arrested early Wednesday morning in King County, Washington, on suspicion of burglary, domestic violence. According to public records, the case is being investigated by as a felony. Sherman was denied bail, but a spokesman said the Redmond Police Department told ESPN it's standard procedure for them to hold a domestic violence suspect without bail until they appear in front of a judge. Now, information on the arrest or the alleged hit and run, yes, hit and run, has been part of the story on Sherman there, revealing more details about the arrest, which allegations will proceed by a one-car hit-and-run accident that is also connected to Sherman. Via the Seattle Times, which I got some information from, at 11:26 p.m. on Tuesday, The Redmond police were notified by King County Sheriff's Office that Sherman was possibly traveling to Redmond. Approximately 1:49 a.m. on Wednesday, this day, Redmond police officers were called to a residence for a reported in-progress burglary. Sherman was attempting to force entry into his family member's home. The officers arrived and located Sherman outside the home. The suspect fought with officers while being taken under custody, resulting in the Redmond K-9 team to be deployed to assist gaining control. Troopers with the Washington State Police were also on the scene investigating the hit-and-run incident. The individual is suspected of leaving his severely damaged vehicle and fleeing on foot after striking the cement barrier to a SR 520 off-ramp prior to him arriving at the residence to start all that brouhaha at that particular residence. Again, I don't have no more, but that right now, that was from the Seattle Times that I got information from, and I thank them for forwarding that to me in order to get, what you got right now. But Richard Sherman is in a world full of trouble. Don't know it, I don't understand, but it happens. It does happen indeed. The expansion of sex statistics from before the stats were made official in 1982 has allowed the stellar 1978 season of former Detroit Lions star Al Bubba Baker to get the credit he deserved. While pre-1982 sack numbers will remain unofficial for the league, history proposed that 23 sacks by Al Bubba Baker during his rookie season with the Detroit Lions would be the most in single-season league history. Michael Strahan, 22 and a half sacks during the 2001 season, is the official benchmark for most sacks in a single season, but that got all straightened out. Baker is around in the NFL podcast, learning about his 23 sacks were being widely recognized by Pro Football References and other statistics to make him radically emotional. And, and he should be. He's getting the credit that he deserved before this particular stat was ever taken in fruition there. Now, after landing the second-round pick in the NBA draft, the Houston Rockets are reporting to look to trade up with the Detroit Pistons. You knew that was going to happen, boys and girls. That was according to The Atlantic. That fine publicist of news gave that information. The Rockets said to be highly on former Oklahoma State guard Cad Cunningham, and they're willing to trade up to get him. The team also is hoping that the Pistons would pass on him, perhaps in favor of Jalen Green of the NBA G League at night. And there's going to be a lot of G Leaguers, I'm going to tell you right now, boys and girls, who are going to be drafted this year instead of maybe going to a lot of the colleges there, because many of the high school players, which is official now, and I guess the NBA don't want to get in lawsuits, that they prefer maybe to go and play pro basketball, which they can't come to the NBA because they have an age limit. So they will allow these high school players to go straight to the G League, or their official league of, I would call it the minor league for professional basketball, to be widely considered and be considered being drafted. Now, of course, Cunningham is widely considered to be the front runner in the top pick this year. He is only going to be meeting with the Pistons ahead of the draft, and he said on his camp firmly he believed that he will hear his name called first on July 29th. That's the day of the draft. the Rockets have aggressively pursued the Detroit #1 pick in 2021. Rumors have said that the NBA draft has also discussed guard Eric Gordon in a trade scenario. Sources are talking about that around the NBA. And I do have a couple of sources in that. And yes, they do agree that Eric Gordon would be the particular that the Pistons maybe would be interested in, along with their second pick of the draft, in order for them to move up and get Cunningham. Brilliant news, ain't it, boys and girls? Brilliant. Now, with all that said there, I'm, about ready to close on this particular version of Butch On Sports. I will speak of the Detroit Tigers. As far as their season so far, you can't say it's a very big success, but it's a huge improvement with what they have been given in years past. About good 4 or 5 of them, from my opinion. And they can get better. Now, 10-1 to a dozen of donuts, they're not going to get in the playoffs. But if they do, that will be the biggest surprise in town. However, I do believe that the Detroit Tigers, with some good management, not like the management that happened during the end of the first half when they played Minnesota and got swept, because majority of those games, I do believe, or maybe blame, that is not due to the players not putting out, but however, the coaches and management staff making decisions ongoing. They will have to make better decisions. They're going to have to antagonize or persuade their team to give a better effort. And hopefully Miguel Cabrera, the veterans, will be leaders in the young staff that Detroit has, not only in pitching, but outfielders, infielders, and catchers. They can do better, and I do believe they can do a 500 season and maybe a little bit above to make this season a success moving forward to having better things upcoming for this particular team. Yes, indeed. Won't be long for football, boys and girls. That's going to happen. I think the date is for the Detroit Lions is July the 31st. It will be their first day in camp. But we'll have a little bit more information of things be happening. And also a list of the things that the National Football League is going to be doing. Like tomorrow, for instance, will be the day that players who are franchise players, if they want any extension of permissivity of their contract. For instance, if you're a franchise player but still negotiate under the cap and whatnot of the well, I should say this, of their contract being better, they have a chance to negotiate that until tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Now, if it's not negotiated, then they have an extended contract. The franchise player can only sign a 1-year deal. And that franchise only holds for 1 year. So they have an extension contract. That means that franchise tag can be removed off that player and placed on some other player to have, again, a 1-year contract. So it's very important that the Lions get their house in order so basically they know who's who and what's what. That's all I can tell you on that one. So we'll see a lot of things happening as football's upcoming. 45 more days before college football be happening, and a whole other juicy things upcoming indeed there. I am done for this evening, boys and girls. I'm going to watch the wrestling and some NBA basketball as the Suns play the Bucks Yes, they'll take on the Bucks tonight around about 9 o'clock. It's 8:33 at my time here, based on what I'm doing right now. Butch On Sports is a presentation of Oh My Darling Productions. I know you love it. You can check out Butch On Sports on Facebook, boys and girls, on the Butch On Sports page. And yes, indeed, you can also check it out on Facebook as well. You can also go to the GameSportsShow.podbean.com to get that goodies. Yes, you can. And also, go on Podomatic.com. Just type in SIMPLYBUTCHTOO.Podomatic.com and get the goodies, the lowdowns, and everything else on the podcast, which are on Sundays and Wednesdays, boys and girls. And also the Game Sports Show every Monday from 6 to 8 o'clock. And yes, you can in the southeastern Michigan area. Now go to that website at 1400 ESPN Sault Ste. Marie and hear the show live. I can't take it anymore. Hey, I can't do it. I'm so happy. But anyway, please have a great, great weekend, a safe one indeed. And, hey, we'll check you out on Sunday. Butch On Sports is a presentation of Oh My Darling Productions.